One of the staples for Valentine's Day is going to be hearts. And depending on the size of the heart you want, you can adjust the size of your stylus. Dip your stylus just in the surface of the polish, go on the nail and make a dot. Dip your stylus in the polish again, make another dot, and then draw a V to connect the two dots. Then you have a very basic heart. If you're using gel polish, you can clean the heart up just a little bit to make the tip more pointed. If you would like to do a bigger heart, you can come in with a larger stylus. Just dip it in your polish, make a dot, dip it in again, another dot, and connect the dots. So you can set your stylus down and draw a circle to make the dot bigger, and then do the same thing right beside the other one. Still do the V to connect the dots. Then you're gonna need to go back in and grab just a little more gel polish to fill it in. Let's take our design up a notch and play a little bit with how you can create fast, easy backgrounds. This is a micro glitter. I'm just gonna touch the brush in and kind of dust some red. This is a brighter red. I'm not trying to do an ombre or anything fancy. I'm trying to put it on there really quick. Then a little bit of silver, again, pretty splotchy. Then a darker red for some more contrast. Trying to fill in any spots that I haven't already stuck the glitter. Then just burnish, which is just a fancy word for rub it in circles. Burnish the entire nail, and this gives you a really easy, simple background. Another way that we can add visual texture is with transfer foil. Just kind of splotch some onto your gel polish the way that you normally would apply your transfer foil with the gel polish that you use. When you have a background, you want to make sure that you come over your background with either a layer of top coat, or if the gel polish you use happens to have a color that is very, very sheer and almost clear, you could go over it with that layer of clear. Having that layer clear protects your background, so if you need to fix your design, you have the ability to do that without ruining the background. Let's throw those into cure, and then coming back to this one with the hearts. If you feel like a striping brush is a little overwhelming, you might try a longer detail brush. When you're working with your detail brush or a striping brush, the trick is to get polish up onto the brush and then have it on the brush versus having a dot of polish at the end of brush. See how there's a dot of the polish at the end of the brush? That's gonna make it so that I can't get a clean, thin line. Just even that out so that the gel polish is worked all the way up the brush. Set your brush down using a very gentle touch, bend the hairs just slightly, and pick it up as you move. This is gonna give you a nice thin little swipe that can accent your design. And we're still not really doing anything very complicated, but it really adds to the look. In addition to lines, dots can also really accent your nail. Maybe you come under the line with some trailing dots. Maybe you go between the lines. Maybe you just have dots with your heart. There are several different ways you can accent your Valentine just using some simple swipes with the brush and some dots. Let's take a look at one of our backgrounds. Let's get out a Valentine stamping plate, put some regular polish on it, swipe it, pick it up, position it, and apply. The beauty of having the background is it really makes the design pop that much more. And just quick cleaning off my stamper with a lint roller. I'm gonna clean the plate off, and you wanna make sure you're always cleaning your plate with something that is not oily. So a nail cleanser or a pure acetone, anything like that is gonna work well. Make sure everything is right within your reach. You don't have to run out and grab it out of the drawer, etc. Have the cap off the stamper ready to go, have the nails sitting right in front of you, and the plate. If you're using a fast drying polish, I find that it's really helpful to just cover the entire area that you want to pick up with a thin layer of polish. Swipe it immediately and pick it up immediately. Another trick for stamping would be to use a stamping gel, something that's specifically designed for stamping. That can be easier to pick up because you don't have that worry about it drying on you like you do with the polish. Take just a little bit of stamping gel, and with this you don't have to color it over the whole design. You can just put a little line It's pretty much a 45-degree angle, so I generally will hold the card so that my thumb lays along the whole thing so that I get a smooth swipe all the way across. And the stamping gel picks up really consistently every single time, nice and easy. So if you're struggling picking up with polish, if you find that you can't seem to get the rhythm, definitely a stamping gel is gonna be your friend. When you are working in the sticky layer, what you can actually do is take a little bit of alcohol and clean the sticky layer off, and the messed up design comes off with it. That's why I protected my background with either a clear gel polish or a top coat, so that when I do mess up, I've got the ability to wipe that off. And you want to use something that is completely lint-free to wipe that off so that you don't leave little fuzzies that are going to stick up out of your stamping. Let's come back to do some design work on our foil background. Having some contrast of a really dark color and a really light color. I'm also gonna come in with kind of a medium color. We'll start off with a dark, do the dots, the V, a little bit bigger heart. Remember, you can just roll your dot around to make a bigger circle for the two halves of the heart. And then draw your V and fill it in. If you accidentally get your circles together like this, they got a little bit too close, you can use a stylus when you're working with gel polish and come back in and separate them a little bit. Once we have the dark hearts, we kind of want to make those pop out just a little bit more. Let's take some white. Anytime you have something dark, highlighting it with something light makes it pop out. I'm just going to do a little swipe kind of along the side to highlight the edges of the heart. Same thing down here. You'll notice the white blends in just a little bit. This is where the medium comes in. Notice I'm just kind of streaking the medium through the white so that we still have the highlight from the white. Now let's add some dots for fun. I hope these Valentine's ideas give you some inspiration to try creating things with a little bit of background. Thanks everybody, we'll see you next time.